really rough. They'll probably slow down.
Maybe they've called ahead and said that they're on the way and they're going to zoom right in.
I asked them.
Whoa. Y'all coming across?
Let her go.
That's not them. That's not them.
There he is.
About 5:45 this afternoon, U.S. Marshal took
Hold on a second.
about
All right, okay.
okay, about 5:45 this afternoon. U.S. Marshals took our three escapees into custody on Crosby Lynchburg Road in East Houston. We, along with the Marshal Service, transported them to federal building downstairs in the U.S. Marshal's office, where they were read their rights and interviewed about the escape. Two of the U.S. Marshal inmates were transported to Beaumont. Our inmate was brought back to Liberty County. Was also a girlfriend of Lowe, also arrested. And it's been charged in federal charges right now on abetting an escape, aiding an escape. The arrest, there was no incident in arrest. It was at a residence. They did have one weapon, a 12-gauge shotgun, but they were taken into custody without incident. We have located the Mustang, the car that was stolen here in Liberty. It's in Houston. It's being recovered at this time by Houston PD. They did tell us where it was and dropped it off in an apartment complex and abandoned it in an apartment complex. That's a.
Did the girl, was the girl here in Liberty when they?
No. They got out of here by themselves. Met up with her later.
Okay. How did y'all come to know that where they were at?
Well, the last 3 days between us, the U.S. Marshal Service, we've been running a number of leads. We've probably had over 100 tips over the last few days. We've had really good cooperation between Marshal Service, our department, and a number of other agencies. We've had tips from Tennessee all the way down to Mexico. And we've had to depend on a lot of other agencies to check out some of these. And a lot of these things are, when you get a lot of media exposure like we got on this one, which was good, you start getting a lot of tips. So a lot of them's not good, but a lot of them are good. We've just missed these a couple of times in the last couple of days. And we started getting some information. They might have went to Mexico, but we met in Beaumont with the U.S. Marshal Service and reviewed all the information that we had and all the information that they had. We become convinced this morning after that meeting that they were still in the Highlands area. And this afternoon, that's where we started concentrating our search. We got some information and happened to locate them at a residence.
Concerning the woman, Was the residence where they were located, was it her residence, and how was she related to any one of the three?
She's not related to any one of them. She's a girlfriend of Lowe.
Girlfriend of love.
Do you happen to have her name or?
I've got it. I don't have it with me right now. I'll get it for you. Frank, what was her name?
LaJoy Swallow.
Yeah, LaJoy Swallow.
Okay.
Sheriff, like, let me ask you, you know, small town like this, small county, you get an escape like this, low manpower and all, it takes a pretty good toll on each one of you instead of where you have a large department, they're able to go home at night and get some rest. You're all pretty much at it almost 24/7 until something turns, aren't you?
That's been pretty much the case. Our investigators, along with myself and everybody, was called out. I guess it was Wednesday morning at about 1:30. I know we ran on several places from Montgomery County to Texas City that night. We got home about 4 o'clock that morning and started back the next day. Last night we didn't get home till probably midnight or so. And this morning we compiled all our information, met with the Marshal Service, and like I said, we were convinced that they were still in the Highlands area, and that's where we concentrated the search this afternoon.
Now, what additional charges will you have on Lowe?
They all of them are facing federal charges on escape, state charges on escape, since there were 2 federal inmates, and even ours, since he assisted the federal inmates escape, he can be charged federally and state. They're looking at assault, the charges on a correctional officer. You know, there's a number of charges that could be filed. I think one of them can even be in charge with indecency after he exposed himself when he came out of the marshal's office a while ago, but I think that'll be the least of his problems. But there's a number of charges. We'll probably meet next week with our district attorney, the U.S. District attorney, or U.S. attorneys, and sort out the charges. But they're looking at a number of charges. The escape charges can be filed both federally and state.
Now with Lowe, the problem, what actually went down back in May, did y'all expect any problems out of him, you know, knowing the severity of the crime that he committed back in May, or?
Did we, or do we now?
Did you think there would be some problem taking him in?
Yeah, we expected there could be some problems. I think everybody was prepared for the possibility of resistance, but things worked out good, and it wasn't any resistance.
Okay.
You always prepare for that, especially when you're dealing with people that are looking to spend the rest of their life in prison. They don't really have a lot to lose.
Mm-hmm. What will he be facing with the charges, the original charge? What was he charged with on that situation out there at DZ?
Lowe was originally charged with 2 counts of burglary and a 1 aggravated robbery.
The guard that was overpowered when they broke out, he just had suffered minor injuries. He's already
It was minor injuries. He was treated at the hospital and released.
same night.
We were lucky there, huh?
Treated and released same
Yes.
night.
Same night, yeah.
Now you have basically the county and then CCA, what, runs the jail for you, or how does that work? How does that actually?
CCA manages the jail. They have a contract to manage the jail for us. I'm still responsible for the jail, responsible for what goes on in jail, but they do manage the jail.
It's all open.
No, nothing there either.
Did any comment? Did they discuss anything how they planned this thing, or was it planned actually, or did they just say it just happened all of a sudden?
It turns off after a while.
They did.
I didn't know it was on.
From the information that we have, believe that they had planned it to an extent, but it was also an opportunity. You know, they didn't have I don't think they had an exact time, date. It just they had planned it. The opportunity, because of a number of circumstances, arose, and they took advantage of it.
That brings another question.
At this time, I'm not sure about that. I don't believe so. But
see,
I don't. We don't know that yet. We'll probably find that out in the next day or two.
one other question, how long were they there at the girlfriend's house?
We're not sure about that yet either.
Okay.
I don't think they'd been there too long today. They'd been at a number of places today, according to Lowe. But they hadn't been at that place very long.
What kind of mood or what did he make any comments about it or anything after they arrested him? I mean,
Well, he had a lot of comments to make. But I'm not sure what kind of comments you're interested
For letting everybody put a big light in your eyes and tell us all about
Stuck with it.